Welcome back, my dear children. I hope you're all doing well. So, today we are going to start a new lesson from your grammar. This is chapter 13, and the name of the lesson is Simple Past Tense. Children, I want you all to listen carefully and I want you to follow through. All right? So, we already know that there are three forms of tenses, right? We have the past, we have the present, and the future. In the previous lessons, we have already covered the chapter present continuous tense, right? So today we will be covering this lesson, which is simple past tense. I want you all to listen very carefully. All right? Children, I want you to understand that past tense is a very important tense. Why? Because we use this a lot in our everyday conversations. We use it often to describe and talk about all kinds of things that has already happened. For example, you can use this tense to tell someone about the thing you did yesterday or things that happened many years ago. All right? So that is the reason why you need to understand how to correctly use this tense. There are some important tips that you need to understand and remember, which will be very helpful to you so that whenever you talk to somebody, whenever you talk to your friends or your relative, and when you try to describe about things that has already happened, this tense will help you frame your sentences correctly. All right, children, I want you first to understand that past simple tense is a tense that we use to talk about things or events that has happened and is finished and over. All right? Which means that here we are talking about an action that has already been done and it is completed, it is finished. Okay, so it is not ongoing, it is not something that you did yesterday and you're doing it now and you'll do it tomorrow. All right, we are not talking about those forms of tenses. Here we're talking about simple tense that has already happened in the past. You have done the work already, you have completed the work, and you're not going to do it again. All right, so it talks about an action, an event, or situations that started and ended in the past. Okay? All right, let me give you an example here. Here I have a root form of verb, and the word is to jump. So what we're doing here is we will try to convert this root form of verb into past tense. All right? So I want you to understand that we have certain subjects here. These subjects are I, you, we, they, he, she, it. All right, and we have the verb that is jump. So what do we do here? We just add the word, the alphabets ed. All right, so once we add the alphabets ed to the root form of verb, that is jump, so your sentence will start as I jumped, you jumped, we jumped, they jumped, he jumped, she jumped, or it jumped. Alright, so here we have the most simplistic form of conversion. Here we are just adding the word ed to the verb. Alright, and that is how we construct the sentences. Here I have the verb walk. So when I convert this and add the alphabets ed to the verb, it becomes walked. So let's see if we can convert this into sentences. So in the present tense, I am going to use this verb walk as I am taking a walk to the playground. Here we're talking about an action that is happening in the present. I am taking a walk to the playground. Now, how do we convert this into past tense? We will write our sentence as I walked to the playground. I walked to the playground. That means here we're talking about an action that already happened. I walked to the playground. Here we have another verb, that is cry. So if we convert this word cry into past form of tense, it becomes cried. Children, I want you to observe that I did not just add the word ed to cry, but here the spelling also changes. Cry, which is the present form of verb, changes to past tense, that is cried, cried. So here there are some important tips that you have to understand, that not all verb changes the spellings with the addition of the most simplistic form of past tense by adding ed. Alright, so there are times that you will find some words which changes its spellings. Alright, when you change it into past tense. I want you to pay very, very close attention. So when we use this word cried in a sentence, we may construct our sentence as yesterday Rita cried because she lost her favorite toy. So Rita cried yesterday because she lost her favorite toy. Here we're talking about Rita crying yesterday, right? We're talking about something that has happened in the past. Alright, children? I hope so far you're clear. Now, here we have a very interesting part of the video. We have regular and irregular. Now, what is regular and what is irregular? Here we're talking about regular form of past tense and irregular form of past tense. I will give you an example, you will just understand. Okay? So here I have some actions, some verb which is changed into past tense by the addition of the alphabets ed. Jump becomes jumped. Work becomes worked. Watch becomes watched. Look becomes looked. Play becomes played. And like becomes liked. Now here we have the regular form of past tense. Alright? Now in irregular form of past tense, you will see that we have certain verbs, but the words and the spellings changes entirely. Right? So the first word that we have is go. Now if we change this into past tense, it becomes went. Alright? As you can see, went. The words and the spellings completely changes. Go becomes went. Sleep becomes slept. Buy becomes bought. Write becomes wrote. Eat becomes ate. And lastly, teach becomes taught. As you can see, children, we have the regular form of conversion, that is just by adding ed to the root form of verb, and we have the irregular past tense where some words completely changes, or in the case, for some cases, just the spelling changes. All right, so there are important tips here that you have to remember. Read and learn. Children, here I have some words. Now help me try to convert these words into simple past tense. Ask will become asked. Become will become became. Begin, began. Choose, chose. Come, came. Tell, told. Do, did. Find, found. Fly, flew. Give, gave. Go, went. Hide, hid. Know, knew. Run, ran. See, saw. Sing, sang. Children, these are few examples. All right. Now, let's try to construct some sentences in simple past tense. I completed my homework yesterday. Mother and I went to the market yesterday. My brother arrived from Delhi last week. My dog slept under the table. We watched a movie in the theater. Our school is closed due to a pandemic. Children, as you can see, in all of these sentences, we have the past form of verb that is being used. Completed, went, arrived, slept, watched, closed. All right, these are few examples. All right, children, I want you to help me fill up these blanks by changing the root form of verb into a past form. All right, so in the first sentence we have I dash to my neighbor's house yesterday. So the past form of go will be went. Very good. So the correct answer will be I went to my neighbor's house yesterday. Next sentence, we dash Independence Day last month. So the word is celebrate. So how will you change this into the past form? We celebrated Independence Day last month. Next sentence, my father dash home last week. So we have to change the word reach. So the correct answer will be my father reached home last week. Next sentence, last night I dash in the other room. The word is sleep. So how do we change this? Last night I slept in the other room. Next sentence, my parents dash us on dinner last evening. The word is take. How do we change this into past form of verb? My parents took us on dinner last evening. And finally, the last sentence. The farmer dashed the grasses from the field. The word is chop. So how do we change this into past tense? The farmer chopped the grasses from the field. Very good, children. I hope that you keep practicing. All right? Children, always remember that the more you practice, you have better chances of making sure that you construct correct sentences. So I want you all to keep practicing, keep learning, all right? Practice on your own while you're doing your daily activities, while you're doing your regular routine. Make sure that you learn how to use English more. Learn how to construct the sentences on your own. All right, children? Until next time, thank you all and have a nice day.